virtual world. TC Fit trainer Michelle here. We're going to get started in about 30 seconds. Make sure you grab your mat. We're going to be on the floor today for core and stretch. We are starting with a very quick warm-up, and then we're going to do 10 minutes of core-based activity, and then we will finish with our 10 to 12 minutes of stretching. So when you are ready, join me on the floor. We are starting in a seated position today. I do have my tennis shoes on, but this is a slipper-safe workout, so do it with your bare feet socks or whatever feels best for you. We're going to go ahead and start seated comfortably, however you feel best, crisscross or one leg out. And I want you to take this to your seated yoga cat-cow. So we tuck the chin, curl the back. Feel that gentle squeeze in the abdominal muscles, and then we reverse. We pass through our upright position, drop our shoulders down and back, and a real gentle extension. Let's repeat that again. Slow, easy contraction, and then a slow opening here. When you get to the top, roll those shoulders down and back, open the arms as well. Little chin lift here. And we're going to go ahead and rotate to your right side. Both arms go past the knee. You're looking over the right shoulder, only to your comfort level or your comfort zone. When you find your next exhale, rotate all the way through to the left side. We're slowing down that breathing, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And with your next exhale all the way through, we're going to hit each side one more time. Looking over the shoulder, maybe you would go a little further than you did the first time through. With your exhale all the way through to the left side. And bringing yourself back to center. We're going to go ahead and take this to our hands and knees, our quad position. Bring the wrist directly below the shoulders, the knees directly below the hips, a nice straight or neutral spine. We take the right arm up and reach. Feel that extension through the shoulder. Drop the shoulder blade down and back. So you actually pull your shoulder away from the ear. And we return to the floor. Now the left arm goes up. Extend, reach those fingers as long as you can. Then bring that shoulder blade back in, pulling the shoulder away from the ear. And down to center. You're welcome to stay just on the arms, or we're going opposite arm, leg reach, the right arm and the left knee. Pause at the top for balance. We bring it all the way down and switch sides. Good. So you have a couple of options here. I want you to keep working at your own pace. Opposite arm and leg, pausing at the top for that balance. And the other side. Good. We're going to keep going here about 15 more seconds. I just want to demonstrate an option for you. If the pressure on the wrist is tough, you'll be able to take your body to this quad position with a little bit of lift. I like these yoga blocks because they're firm, or if you have a really firm towel or pillow at home, you would be able to use that as well. So that's your option for your safe wrist. And finish up your last repetition on this opposite arm leg reach. And bring yourself back to center. We are moving into our core-based exercises. You're gonna see 3 sets today, 3 exercises. So we're gonna repeat this multiple times. We're starting with a plank. I'm gonna recommend elbows to toes. This is kind of our mid-level option. This is a 1-minute exercise. If at any point you need to decrease the intensity, your options are to take the knees to the floor or to return to that opposite arm leg reach that we used in our warm-up today. Think about squeezing the ankles and the knees towards the midline. That's gonna allow you to squeeze those glutes in. Think about lengthening through the neck so your fingertips are looking, or excuse me, your eyes are looking out towards your fingertips. We have 20 seconds to go. Keep breathing. We want to get that oxygen into the working muscles. And we want to tighten up that internal girdle, that transverse abdominis. So I just tighten your belt 1 notch. Don't forget about that breath. It's a lot to think about all at the same time. And with a slow release, you're gonna roll to your back. Our second exercise today, the dying bug, one of my favorites. Go ahead and take hands towards the ceiling, knees over the hips, and you're gonna go ahead and open both arms and legs together. We'll give you a little more of an advanced exercise, or you can alternate. Bent knees will be a little bit easier. Straight legs will be a little tougher. Options for intensity, if you need to ramp this up, again, we have that pike crunch option where you open straight arm and legs, you reach towards the toes at the top. Or you could grab your light dumbbells, one in each hand. Just make sure that you have control over that shoulder. As your arm goes overhead, we want to keep those shoulder blades tucked down and back. If you're not quite sure what that means, chat with me after class. We'll get it all figured out for you. Give me 2 more here. And release. Our third exercise is going to be a bicycle crunch, opposite shoulder to knee. If this intensity is too much for you for the 1 minute, you have an option to drop the feet down and take this into a hip bridge. 3 minutes in a row is a lot for this midsection, and what we can do is take a little break from that abdominal core and focus on our glute and hip core. If you need that, that's the hip bridge. But again, our goal here, bicycle crunch, you're gonna go 10 more seconds. 2, 1. Great start to the first round. We're gonna repeat those 3 exercises again. Plank. Remember, you have options here. The best exercise is the one you will do and the one you can do safely and effectively. So we have elbows to toes as an option. We have elbows to knees as an option. If you want to intensify, you can take this up to hands and toes. Try lifting one leg. Or take it to a wide step out. So we go step wide and narrow. Again, this is options. Choose what works best for you. We are halfway through this exercise. You're keeping those abs pulled in. It's okay to feel a little muscle shake. That is excellent. I'm 100% on board for that muscle shake. I see the 3 here in the room with me. They're smiling. They're saying, yeah, Michelle, we like this. Ask us to do this more often. You're doing great. We're on our countdown. 3, 2, 1. Roll to your back. We have our dying bug. Press that low back to the floor. Really stabilize that pelvis and lumbar spine. Pick the level that is best for you. If you're getting a lot of popping and cracking through the hips, that shows us there's a little instability there. I'd rather have you focus on the midsection, tighten up that girdle, draw the heels in a little closer to the body. See if you can control, minimize, get rid of some of that pop. Again, lots of options. Alternating arm and leg is where this exercise gets its name. The dying bug. Or option for that big pike crunch and the reach towards the toes. Last repetition. And we are moving into our bicycle crunch, opposite shoulder to knee. Fast is not always better. We want those muscles to work. We don't want momentum taking over for us. This is tough. I took this, if last week's workout was a level 3 on a scale of 1 to 10, this is like a level 6. So remember, you have that option to drop down and move into your hip bridge. We just want you to keep moving. That's our #1 goal. 20 seconds. Keep up that good work. 10 seconds. Big fitness smiles. Smiles. We're making that jaw work too today. 3, 2, 1, and release. Nice job. 2 rounds down, 1 to go. We move to our plank. So many options here. I've given you a few. Choose the one that is best for you. Reduce that tension on the shoulders. Really tuck those shoulder blades down and back. Make sure the elbows are right underneath the shoulder joint. Make sure your belly button is drawing up towards your spine and you're in a nice neutral straight line. If you feel like you are sinking the hips towards the floor, I do not want you doing that. Take that tailbone a little higher. I'd rather have you take this up into a pike and release it back down to neutral rather than sagging. No sagging with the hips today. My in-studio exercisers can see the clock. They know I'm not going to cheat them out of this last 10 seconds. Last plank today. 4, 3, 2, controlled release. Roll it to your back. One more set of the dying bug. We have 2 minutes to go on our core exercise, and then we take it into our stretching reward. Second half of our workup coming up in 1.5 minutes. I mentioned the light dumbbell option for you. I'm going to go ahead and just show you what that looks like in case you want to keep this in mind for your personal workouts later this week. As I go to that lowest point, I make sure the weight is controlled. My shoulders tucked down and back. Asking the lats to support most of that weight, keeping my rib cage tucked down towards the floor. Sometimes if we get too heavy of weight or we don't have that control, we'll feel that rib cage really open, big and wide. 10 seconds. Rock stars, here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bicycle crunch. Woo! Save the best for last. See if you can take this a little longer than you did on the first 2 sets. Or take it down your hip bridge when you're ready. It's not right or wrong, it's about what's best for you. Either way, I want you to keep this motion controlled, not fast, not rapid, moderate. 20 seconds. Push through. This is the last of that work, focusing on the muscles between the rib cage and the pelvis. So close. 10 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Cheers to our ab workout being done quickly. Take this to a full body stretch. Reach the fingertips overhead, push the toes away. Say thank you, abdominal wall, for doing that work today. Really lengthen all the way through the torso. When you're ready, we draw one knee in and then the other into that low back stretch. I like a little space between the knees, but choose what works best for you. Go ahead and rock it side to side. You can always return to that full lengthened body stretch or this low back stretch during the course of our next 10 minutes of stretching. When you're ready to release, roll to your side, pick a side either side, relax the head. We are reaching for that top ankle quadricep stretch here. If you're feeling a little off balance, drop or bend the bottom leg. That'll give you a little more security. Keep the knees stacked one over the other here. I don't want that top knee clear up to the side. It's okay to feel a little work, a little stretch through this front part of the leg. I don't want you to have pressure on the knee. think about those core muscles that were just working for you. We're still actively tightening up those abdominal wall muscles, that transverse abdominis. That's going to keep our pelvis in place even if you slide the knee back 2 or 3 inches. And we release. We're rolling to our bellies. Gentle prone press up. I like my elbows stacked right underneath my shoulders here. My eyes come up to look toward the wall in front of me. Or if you want to take this into a full yoga cobra extension, all the way up onto the hands. It's okay to feel work. It's not okay to feel pinching in that low back. So as you choose your intensity level with this, really relax the legs, relax the toes, relax those glutes. Let the pelvis press into the floor. Try to feel it even both from right to left sides. And as you release down, we're going to do our quad stretch on the other leg. So rotate sides, grab for that top ankle. This is another exercise. It's not always, or another stretch, not always comfortable for everyone. So if you are looking for options for these quad stretch, you can always take it to a kneeling quad, standing stretch, or again, catch me after class and we'll find a few options. Or if you like the stretch but you can't quite get the reach to that ankle, yoga straps are a great option here. While we try to release the muscle tension in this top quad, don't tense up in other parts of the body. It sounds so easy, but it's not uncommon for us to tense up through the neck, shoulders, arm while we do this. So think about your full body positioning and your feeling. Can you actively let that tension go? Three, two, release the quadricep stretch. Rolling forward, we're going to spend 15 seconds in our prone press up. Shoulder blades tucked down and back, eyes are looking up. So where's our mood looking up today? We feel better than when we started 15 minutes ago. As you're ready, hands come in towards the armpits. We press back into our extended child's pose. A little space between the knees, big toes come together. Armpits drop towards the floor. You may even choose to relax or rest the forehead. We want to feel this stretch under those armpits into the lats. You're welcome to stay here or to flip palms up, a little bicep stretch. Again, you're welcome to stay in either of these options. You're welcome to take the hands off to the right side, feeling the stretch on the left. If you're doing this, make sure you keep that left hip towards the floor on that stretching side. We tend to, as we reach towards the fingertips, lift the hips, but I want you to try to stay squared with the lower body. If you chose this lateral motion, go ahead and take the hands off to the left side, feeling the stretch on the right, keeping that right hip towards the floor. We come back to center, pushing the body up to our quad position. We're going to thread the needle with this. So my right hand opens up, thoracic rotation, comes under and through, dropping that right shoulder towards the floor. My hips stay up. Little posterior shoulder stretch. We're quick on this one. So 5, 4, 3, 2, press back up to center. Left arm opens up, threads through to the other side, palm up. We're resting gently on that left shoulder. And we pull back to center, tuck the toes. Lead with the tailbone all the way up towards the ceiling. We march the heels. Little calf and hamstring stretch. And we take that right leg, extend up towards the ceiling. draw in between the hands. We're dropping down into our pigeon stretch. This can be intense for a lot of us. If your hip does not want to go there, you have the option to go to a seated knee hug. So 2 great options. Choose what is best for you. Our stretching may be difficult. It should never be painful. It's okay to feel a gentle pull, that lengthening. But believe it or not, my intent is not to try to rip your muscles off the joints. And we release. If you're in that pigeon pose, come back up to hands and knees. Tuck the toes. Tailbone takes us to the ceiling. Downward facing dog. We march the heels. And we're going to have that same stretch on the left side. So we extend that left leg up, feel that glute squeeze, draw the knee down. It plants in between the hands and we sit back into our pigeon pose. Option to do the seated knee hug here. We have 10 seconds remaining. Use this as a chance to find your breath. Do that quick body scan. Are you releasing the tension from the crown of the head to the tip of the toes? And we press back up to release. As you feel comfortable moving your body back to a seated position, this is where we started today. You can go legs in crisscross, or you can take one or both legs out. It's going to be whatever feels best for you. We're into our seated yoga cat-cow. We tuck the chin, arch the back, feel that stretch between the shoulder blades. We lift, we release, we sit tall, we roll the shoulder blades down and back. One more time for me, rolling forward. Oh, can you feel that movement between each individual vertebrae? And then slowly extending, tailbone to the crown of the head. Roll those shoulders down and back, hands out wide. You might feel a little chest opener here. Take both hands rotating to the right. As you look over that right shoulder, is this going a little further than you were earlier today? Everything's moving hopefully a little smoother now that we've lubricated all those joints along the spine. Exhale all the way through. We're just hitting each side once with this round of stretch. So as you're ready, we pull back to center. I'm going to encourage you to take your arms up into the goalpost position. We drop those elbows down and back, squeezing those shoulder blades together. If this doesn't work for you, you can do that same chest opener with your hands on the floor. Gently tuck the chin so you're sitting tall. Remember those abdominal muscles that worked earlier today? They should be just saying, hello, I'm here, I'm working. Thanks for inviting me to the party. Release the hands down to the floor if you're not already there. Drop ear to shoulder on that left side, feeling the stretch through the right side of the neck. Chin to chest all the way through. I think I say this every week, but 25 minutes goes so fast. Take chin to chest, eyes come up. Thank you so much for joining me today, those of you out in virtual world and those in class. Let us know what you need. We're here to help. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Woo! Friday light. Love Friday light.